job. Now we'd like to introduce Thies, sorry, Crystal, who's going to say what not to do on LinkedIn.
Thank you. Good evening. So tell me, who has observed bad etiquette on LinkedIn? Please clap for me. Okay, who's caused it? Oh, please. Some of you have. There's a lot of bad etiquette on LinkedIn. And basically, I found there are two different types. Intentional and unintentional. Or as I like to call them, assholes and dumbasses. And basically, I like to work under the assumption that most people are dumbasses. They have good intentions and bad manners. And that's what I recommend. One of the biggest places you're going to see bad etiquette is in the invitation to connect. You know, this guy right here, he called me a friend. I had no idea who he was. Didn't send me any kind of a detailed message asking why he wanted to connect. You know, and the building picture did not help. You know, so I thought I saw some potential, so I sent him an email message, asked, well, where did I meet you? And can you please tell me, you know, why you want to connect? You know, because I thought, well, trying to figure out, is he a dumbass or an asshole? You know, and the response he sent me was, well, I want your help. You know, great, that's what we all want on LinkedIn, right? We want someone to find our help. Well, you know, this guy was up in Cleveland. I go up to Cleveland frequently, and, you know, I was going to be in town, so I sent him a message and said, hey, I'd be happy to meet with you since you want my help. And his response was, buy from me first, and then I'd be happy to meet with you. Deal? WTF? No deal. Basically, he went from dumbass to asshole very, very quickly. So another place where you're going to see a lot of bad etiquette is in emailing. A lot of people are using LinkedIn as a spam system. And I've had a guy who was doing this to me recently, and I asked him, you know, very, very kindly, because every week, actually every couple of days, I was getting a message to buy from me. He said, please remove me from your email list, unsubscribe me. His response, well, just disconnect from me. You have no other value than the value that I can spam you for. And, you know, basically, asshole. So the sad part is that you don't have to do that. LinkedIn has a tagging system. If people ask you, if they think you're sending them too much stuff, they don't want it, you can tag them as no email. And then when you're properly sending them information, you know that you're not annoying people, but they still have value as a connection. You know, LinkedIn, Twitter, it's as great as chocolate and peanut butter. You know, too much peanut butter, though, doesn't work. Too much Twitter doesn't work either. And, you know, there's a lot of Twitter stuff that doesn't belong in LinkedIn. And too many people are pulling all of their Twitter shit into LinkedIn. You know, like this person, this all hit at one time. You know, it all went into Twitter, and she's linked Twitter and LinkedIn. And actually, if you see, they're duplicates, if you look really closely, because you use a third party. And if you're doing anything that has this collapse all at the bottom, you know you're doing way too much. The scary part is your friends can hide you. If your connections hide you because you're doing too much Twitter shit, it doesn't help you at all on LinkedIn. You know, so you don't definitely want to do that. And even if they're not hiding you, you really think they're reading all of that? You know, so the great part is that there's a benefit to directly putting your status updates into LinkedIn. Because if you post the link directly into it, it pulls up this nice pretty picture. It pulls in the whole feed, you know, so you look different than everybody else. You know, another big thing is your image. This guy right here signed up for my LinkedIn Top Tips e-course, so I thought I'd go and try and figure out who he was. And, you know, I found this really cool profile with the weightlifting photo, and I thought, well, I'm not sure if that's him, so I went and I looked on Facebook. And on Facebook, he had this really cool professional photo. You know, the suit, the tie, you know, and then this is LinkedIn. Wait a minute. Right photo, wrong social network. You know, business social network, not your social network. So now LinkedIn's also a really good tool for finding a job. You know, but, you know, putting in your status updates and your headline, please hire me, doesn't work. Pretty much it sounds desperate. And when you ask, you know, when you say, well, I'm an unemployment benefits recipient, it doesn't help either. And, you know, and if you don't believe in online networking, don't bother doing it, because when you go and you explain why you think social networking is bad, it, you know, kind of takes away from your candidacy options. And lastly, you know, spammers really don't care if you don't want them to spam you. You know, basically she's asking, do not spam my email. Yeah, spammers, okay, yeah, no, I won't spam you. You know, so hostility and desperation, not the thing you want for recruiters. So, you know, basically in summary, some people have good intentions until you know otherwise. You know, personalized invitations to connect. Don't try to sell to someone until you built a relationship. And please, don't spam your connections. And, basically, LinkedIn is the business social network, not, Facebook social. So weightlifting photos, not really appropriate. And desperate pleas to be hired aren't likely to succeed, especially when you only have 2 connections to listen. So please use your LinkedIn wisely as you go forward. Thank you.
Great job, Crystal Thies. And I just realized that I am officially inappropriate on LinkedIn, so I'm going to have to go home and change that right now.